Hello everybody, this is John and this is the Merschman Seeds Ag Weather Outlook, July 21st, 2018. Well, last week was a transition week, bringing in some cooler and drier air that I've been promising you for a while. And with that, we definitely had some severe storms that I'm sure you've heard of in Iowa, severe weather elsewhere. But if you look at the sort of the tracks of the rain last week, first of all, you see how scattered it was. And you also see this northwest-southeast. And northwest-southeast type flow does typically occur in mid to late summer, and oftentimes can bring wind events. Not so much tornado events, but wind events. So you can see precipitation was scattered. Now some of the areas have been really dry, including northern Missouri here. Look at that. Did not receive much rain at all. So brought rain to spots, but really the severe weather was the big story. On Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, blue are high wind events. Thursday was the day with Marshalltown's tornado, very destructive tornado. You can see this northwest-southeast track, and moved right along the Mississippi here, sort of headed down the Mississippi, which is oftentimes it does, but quite a bit of severe weather around the Corn Belt over the last week. As far as the tropics go, nothing going on right now. The Gulf is soaking up a lot of heat, so there's that potential there. But like I've been mentioning for a long time, this area out here where really the tropical weather develops has been unusually cool. So nothing going on right now. So some of the cooler air started to pull in last week. You can see some of the green is actually just a tad below normal. Really hot weather down to the west, or to the south. So here's the story. We have two things coming into play. We have this area of high pressure, and it's going to drift from the south central U.S. westward across the southwest U.S. But for the Corn Belt, this is going to be the story that we're going to be looking at this week. This area of blue, and then this area here, and we're digging out a trough here. So the jet stream's generally coming like this, dipping down like this. I've sort of exaggerated that, but range of high pressure in the west and this trough here. So the jet stream further north than normal, further south than normal. Middle of summer, we like to hear further south than normal, and that's going to usher in some cooler temperatures. So what we see here as far as rainfall, we see a fairly quiet week. Maybe some rain here, needed rain in Kansas and parts of Nebraska. Everywhere else fairly quiet as that cooler air pushes in. Now you can see that for the number of 90-degree days. Look at this. We're in the hottest time of the year, and hardly any 90-degree days. 0 over Iowa, most of Illinois, most of the eastern Corn Belt, highs in the 80s. So all this hot air is pushing down to the south. 100 degrees, well, it's going to be a brutal week over parts of central and south Texas. But you can see you almost have to go down to the Oklahoma-Texas border to get near 100 degrees. And if we look at the 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14, this pattern here, blue, below normal temperatures, really going to be some pleasant midsummer weather over large parts of the western and central Corn Belt. And then as 8 to 14 day, you can see much of the Corn Belt. So this looks like, we do go through these major shifts sometimes, and this one looks like it could go on for a while. Now, there could be some needed rain in the central Corn Belt. I don't see this necessarily being a widespread heavy rain event pattern, so probably we're not going to change the soil moisture profiles all that much. I think the predominant weather trend is going to be the cooler temperatures. And looking at even further, weeks 3 and 4, look at this, about the same as we go through there. Precipitation maybe in the central Corn Belt and the east, maybe some precipitation. I think that's really hard to call right now. Summertime precipitation, I would say equal chances. But really it looks to me like a much quieter week than last week, but a major break from summer heat that's going to last right through the middle, or right through the end of the month of July, maybe into August even. So definitely we've gone through some really hot weather. This looks like this could be a time that we could have a prolonged period of a break from that summer heat. So enjoy it. I know I will. Take care and have a great week.